Hello everybody! Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. We're going to start off today by covering exactly what it's going to take for you guys out there to make your first 100x investment. Everybody in crypto is here for the life-changing opportunity that parabolic rises in price can give us. I know for me personally, I started out with less than $500, and I've been able to turn that into well over 6 and 7 figures in just a matter of a couple years. Through timely investments, through understanding trends and getting on them before they develop, you're going to set yourselves up to make that 100x and potentially even that 1000x returns. For today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys my strategies for what I look for, giving you guys an example of one of my 100x investments, and then talking about what it's going to be like at the end of the cycle and how all of these markets going up in a big way is ultimately how you guys out there can make your first 100x. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Always remember to click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these amazing videos like the one provided for you here. And make sure you guys sign up and join the Discord server. Over 21,000 members are growing. Links are in the description for the people that want to sign up. You guys can also download my free ebook and beginner's guide to crypto if you want extra educational content to teach you guys more about profiting in crypto. Links are in the description. It's free to download. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with this video. And with that being said, let's jump right into it today. Alrighty guys, now before we jump into the crypto that I want to talk about being Terra Luna, before we get into how to make your first 100x, it's really important that we touch up on what is happening with Bitcoin today and really the total market cap. I'm looking at the total market cap to really just show us the definitive direction that the market's going to take as a whole. And you guys already know that kind of what I've been watching for is really just when this consolidation is going to end. What I've been watching in my personal plan was us to break this descending resistance, which we finally did over here. And now this entire sell-off, in my opinion, is merely just a retest of this diagonal resistance, which will now act as support. Now, this is kind of something that I drew inside of my signals group. And what I was watching for when we were back over here was just the potential that we could still see one more low. And I still think that we could go even lower than what this green line is drawn up here. The reason I drew the green line is because we are starting to see a little bit of divergence. This isn't really strong divergence. This is barely a lower low. And this really isn't much of a higher high, but we are starting to see the early signs of seller exhaustion. Keep in mind, guys, that this could easily still see one more low down, and that low, in my opinion, would be taking us to probably 37,500 per Bitcoin or 1.652 trillion for the total market cap. That's kind of what I was watching for. You know, once we do retest the support, if we do go that low, I would expect us to bounce and then ultimately that to complete this short-term correction that we're in. But really it doesn't matter so much on the shorter time frames because you guys already know long-term this thing's bullish. I'm very confident that anybody stacking crypto, NFTs, or DeFi products right now is going to do really well when the market hype comes back in because this is the blow-off top that's going to be coming. And that's why I want to talk to you guys about how to make your first 100x investment inside of the crypto markets. And to start off, I want to cover this by taking a look at one of my better performing investments of this cycle. Keep in mind that I didn't buy at the very bottom and I'm not still holding 100% of my positions. I've taken a lot of my profits along the way, but I'm still sitting at a really nice amount in my portfolio and I'm still holding a big moon bag that I'm looking forward to. And with the way that I traded Terra Luna, I figured it would be a great opportunity to talk to you guys about what it takes to make your first 100x and really just kind of like how hard it is to actually go through with all of that. Because there's a lot of factors that a lot of people don't kind of think about when it comes to making their trading plans that I didn't even think about when it came into this cycle, but I have learned because of the fact, you know, this cycle has just been really profitable for me. I've had a lot more money in the market than ever before, and I've also had a lot more error than ever before. So it's been a really great learning experience, and I wanted to share with you guys some of those tips that I've personally learned over those years. Now, we're going to be looking at Terra because it's one of the better performing altcoins of this cycle, and we're going to go back to where I first bought this crypto. I scooped this on Binance back in 2020 at 32 cents, so about right there. And the reason I bought this was because I saw this clear one-wave structure. Now, this is going to be the rule number one. When it comes to investing, you are going to have a plan that sets yourself apart. Now, for me personally, you guys follow me because I'm the TA guy. I like to look at the technical analysis. I like to analyze price based off of that form of data. I'm not super big into fundamentals, but I do firmly believe that fundamentals are extremely important, and there's the combination of both. You need to have a good understanding of price action, but you also need to have a good understanding of fundamentals. Now, you can be all in one way or another. You can be only fundamentals, you could be only TA, and you're still going to be profitable. But what I found personally with crypto and just investing in general, the guys that do the best are the people that know both of those strategies, and then they can make them work for themselves. Now, I didn't buy this because of a fundamental reason. The only fundamental reason I would have bought this is just simply because of the fact the chart looked good, and then there was also people that I knew that were smarter than me that were talking about it. And so there's a couple rules here. You got to have a strategy that sets you apart from the rest of the crowd, whether that's going to be fundamental analysis, whether that's going to be technical analysis, or maybe it's something entirely different. You got to have a strategy that makes you money, and that's where you're going to ultimately make the money inside the market. Now, whatever that is, you've gone ahead, you found a chart that you like. Now there's another rule that I'll throw in there that kind of combines with rule number 1 and 2. And that is simply follow people that you know are smarter than you. Follow people that might kind of piss you off a little bit. They might say things that irk your ego. It hurts your pride a little bit. These are people that you need to follow because they're ultimately people that don't care how you feel. They're not here to make you feel good. They're here to tell you what you need to hear. And so by having really smart people that you know are smarter than you see them consistently outperform the rest of the market, and then they're open about their losers, most importantly. If you see these sort of people, it's really important that you stick to those and continue to create a little bit of a list of these guys, because that's also how you're going to get insight into what is going to be that 100x crypto. And so that is ultimately how I came to this investment. 1, I saw the chart and I thought it looked really good. It looked like early day Ethereum. Number 2, I knew that there was people smarter than me that were talking about this. So I jumped in at 32 cents. And then everything exploded. I held this for probably 3 months before it moved, but then it moved and I started taking pretty heavy profits. I locked up my first set of profits at 20x, which is this one. And that was, about 20-30% of my bag. And then when it jumped up to about 45x right there, that's when I sold another big chunk. And so I was pretty much out of my bag at this point. I taken the majority of my profits along this run up. And then we had the sell-off. And of course, guys, it kept running up. But the thing is I never sold 100% of my position over here. When I took the majority of my profits, I never sold all of that at the 45x. I kept a moon bag, which, wasn't like the biggest amount of my portfolio by any means. But that's the next rule inside of this analysis and inside of this little educational video I'm making for you guys. Don't get greedy, guys. Take your profits. Because what I'm going to tell you right now, even though I could have held and this would have went way further up and I would have made, hundreds and hundreds of thousands more dollars than I did, it doesn't change the fact that there's been a number of times in which I've held an asset to a 20, 30, 40x, didn't take profits, and then watch that thing come all the way back down to where I'm either at a break even, I might be barely in profit, or I might even be at a loss. That's happened a number of times. And so, yes, you're going to buy some of these 100x, 1000x cryptos, and you're going to buy them early. And most of you are going to take profits too early. But one of the things I encourage is simply get greedy when it comes to taking your profits. If you start seeing your investment go up 10x, 20x, 30x, you need to do your part on taking profits. Now, the biggest rule of thumb, if you're going to be taking heavy profits, always leave a moon bag. Always leave a moon bag. You never, ever, ever not want to have one of those. Because what happens if I would have sold all of my Terra Luna here at 20 and 45x, and then I watch it do this? I would have been really frustrated with myself had I sold the short-term top, watch it drop. I could have doubled up and compounded my investment, but I didn't, and then it ran up another 10x in value. This is something that's going to happen. Sometimes you're going to buy the crypto that does a 10x and then completely fuds out and crashes and dies and never, ever hits a new all-time high. You want to be ready to take profits if you're holding that specific investment. Now, on the contrary, if you're also holding that potential 100x or 1000x investment, you don't want to take all of your profits too much. And so there's an equilibrium when it comes to our investing strategies that it's really important that we know, kind of how to play that. Because at the end of the day, really the only people that are going to the only people that are going to be able to do that at a really high level are the people that have experience in the game. The only reason I can feel comfortable selling at a certain level or buying back at a certain level, a lot of that has to do with just the fact that I've been trading and investing in crypto for 5 years. So a lot of that is experience. And so some of this stuff might not make a lot of sense, but I'm giving you guys the bare bones of what saved me and helped me make the most money in this cycle. And these are some of the basic rules of thumb that I've had. So keep in mind, guys, I locked up the majority of my profits here in Terra Luna, but I kept a moon bag. Now, from that point, Terra Luna, from my initial entry, is up about 265x. And at the peak, I was up about 375x. So this has definitely been one of my biggest winners of this cycle, hands down, top 3. But with that being said, the thing that is so important here is the fact that I did not take all of my profits. I left a moon bag. Now, of course, there's going to be that person that's sitting there, oh man, well, if you wouldn't have taken profits at all and you would have held all of it, you would have been a multimillionaire just off of this. And that is very, very true. But at the same time, if you keep that specific frame of mind where you have to be able to hold all or nothing, you're going to have nothing. It's as simple as that, because bear markets happen. You know, black swan events happen. Remember COVID? That was something we really hadn't seen in crypto before, but it totally affected crypto. These are sort of unforeseen events that happen, but most importantly, bear markets happen. And if you go back and look at the 2017 altcoins, let's go back and look at some of the old hyped 2017 altcoins from that last cycle. Let's actually go over to... And let's just simply take a look at some of these, because it's really important that you're willing to take the profits, guys, because this crypto cycle is narrative driven, it's hype driven, and majority of these cryptos that are hyped today will not be hyped in the next cycle, and they're going to be worthless. And it's really important that if you understand these basic rules, you know, you might watch your crypto run up 10, 20, 30x, but you're going to be taking profits along that way. And you might, you know, be completely out of the market, and you might have just a small $10,000 position as you're watching this top crypto become, you know, top 5, top 3, top, you know, whatever in market cap. And you might feel a little left out because you know that what you would have had you held your entire position would have been life-changing. But that's the thing. It's that type of psychology that gets you stuck holding into investments, and it gets you stuck basically losing all of your profits in the bear market. You're better off taking profits and watching that big winner leave without you with just a small moon bag sitting there in your pocket than you are trying to go all in or nothing, win or go home, and then watch all of that profit that you've made, which could be multi-millions of dollars. You could make way more money that way. But the risk that you're taking on by trying to go all or nothing is what's going to ultimately screw you out of any long-term consistent growth. The most important thing with investing is long-term consistent growth. It's not about the big money really quick. It's not about easy money. Although with crypto, we do have a really great opportunity at doing that. It's just about having a plan that's profitable, sticking to that plan of profitability, and taking your damn profits. The biggest things right there. Now let's look at some of these old dinosaur coins from 2017. One of my favorites to look at is BitShares, because it's just such a classic example of what happens inside of a bear market. Now, this is just what your average market cycle looked in 2017. Dogecoin did this, Litecoin did this, DigiByte did this. You know, it does not matter what crypto it was. Pretty much all of them followed this format. Then the bull run takes place. Everything goes insane. And this is pretty much the exact same point that we're at, guys. What we saw in the summer was in 2017 was we had our first major run up, right? This was our first parabolic move. And then we followed with like a 90% correction on the way down in the middle of that summer. This was our summer sell-off, right? 90% correction. And then what followed was our final blow-off top to end that cycle, right? And that's really interesting because we're at losing my train of thought. I'm getting too excited. We're at the exact same moment of time in this cycle, and what we're about to see is this, the final move. And that's why I'm really excited to have you guys here in this cycle, because where we're at is getting ready for this final move. Why I'm making these videos, why I'm getting back into my YouTube schedule, is because I want to see you guys ultimately take that profit and make that profit. The only way you guys are going to make that profit is if you simply sell when the hype comes in. There's going to be a lot of people that think crypto is the future up here. There's going to be a lot of people buying the top, getting over leveraged into DeFi protocols up here. And then this is going to happen, and they're going to watch as all of their investments get rugged over the course of 3 years in a bear market. It's just the way it goes. I mean, the 2017 alts pretty much never recovered. We've pretty much seen all of them do something like this, where they're just going sideways, making tiny little pumps that are so far below their all-time highs that it doesn't even matter. This is literally what we're seeing today on the big scale of things. And that's why I think it's really important that we're preparing now for ultimately when we take profits, getting that in our head that, hey, we need to get out of these markets, because when the hype dies, we don't know which one of these are going to be around. Now, I like to share with you guys the Doge chart. because Doge just looks exactly like those 2017 altcoins. And that's the big thing I'm trying to get through to your guys' heads, is when this hype comes in, it's going to be insanely profitable. We're all going to make a lot of money in the process. A lot of money in the process. But we only make money if we sell. That's the golden rule here. And that's why I really, really want us all to kind of just focus in on this. But I mean, look, is this not the exact same chart? I mean, yeah, there's a little differences in here, but when we draw this, like, is there really that much to argue about? Is this not the exact same market cycle? Like, come on, guys. I've been through the cycles. All I've done for 5 years, I was a high school dropout. I didn't have a job. I lived in my grandma's basement because all I did was learn crypto. It's all I did. It's all I focused on. It's literally the only thing I know in life. I don't know how to do much else, but I can trade crypto. And I'm telling you guys, based off everything that I know as a human being individual in the crypto space, we are literally right here in the grand scheme of things. We are at the very bottom before this final blow off top takes place and makes us all a lot of life-changing money. The only way we make that life-changing money is if we take our profits. And I'm here to tell you guys right now that this move is going to be so freaking big that I'm just really excited for you guys. Simple as that. Now, I wanted to share with you guys one final little analysis here before we jump into the next part. And that is really just talking about what's going to be taking place inside of Terra Luna. Because it's important that we know and have an idea of what we could expect here inside of the crypto we were just talking about, right? And that's Terra Luna. And the reason why I wanted to cover this one in today's video is because it reminds me so much of what we saw in Litecoin before our blow-off top that took place. It's very similar to the same consolidation here. And I think that that's really interesting that we see the same human emotions, the same price action being repeated every single cycle, just in a bigger scale, right? This cycle's bigger, I don't deny that. It's longer, it is lengthening, all of those great things. I was wrong about the 4-year cycle theory, but it doesn't change the fact that all I've continued to do is hold and dollar cost average, awaiting for this move to come. I'm here to tell you guys that this is what's going to happen. People are going to doubt it. People are going to hate in the comments. It's just because they're angry that they've lost money throughout the last year of a correction that we've been in. But all of that will be gone the second they start making money, the second this happens, and then they start leveraging their entire families into the top. Just be prepared beforehand, because guys, you want to be exiting at this point. We'll get in, we'll get out, be happy with whatever profit you make, because I'm telling you guys, once the bear market rolls, all of the profit's gone. And if you have that profit and you're watching all the markets crash, it's going to make you really excited, as well as really patient for coming back into the market, you know, maybe a year or 2 years from that point, because we want to be accumulating at the low point of the bear market. We want to be finding the Bitcoins, the Ethereums, and who knows, maybe it's Terra Luna. Maybe Terra Luna becomes, you know, a blue chip crypto. But I'm not betting on that. I'm not betting on any of these new altcoins becoming a blue chip in this cycle, just because of the fact it's not guaranteed, and I don't know. I'm going to bet on the ones that are guaranteed at the low point of the bear cycle. And the only way that we do that is if we have money to buy, which is coming from this point that we sell. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you found value in this, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these amazing videos. If you guys want to join the Discord server or download my free ebook, links are in the description. You guys can also sign up for my VIP group. If you guys want to follow my trades, follow my course, learn all of the same strategies that I do for crypto, links are going to be provided for you in the description to go ahead and sign up for that. Thank you all so much for the support, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. As always, peace out.